carry him and one other left. If the fox and the chicken are left together, the fox will eat the chicken. If the chicken and corn are left together, the chicken may eat the corn. How does the man go? So he has to cross the river. So in this particular question, if you see, we have to come to a conclusion. That means it's about the convergent thinking. So once we give it into a subject, to somebody to solve it, see there is a particular answer. Right? So how you give it to subject, there can be two different answers also. We have defined answer. Sometimes you cannot cross it because if we have two, three different answers, somebody has suggested, that means also is correct. For example, in the experiments which you have done, we take for example categorization, right? There are 5 possibilities that when you come to the 4th category, either the time is less or the time taken is more. So more complicated word means time taken will be more. In a similar manner, here we do not judge or say the hypothesis is rejected. Okay, here it is only to explore what kind of pattern they are following. So here there is a definite answer, but if you find that 2, 3 people are giving 2 different answers, that is also okay. Then what happens is that we have a second scenario, which is about the divergent thinking. There is one more riddle which I am not reading. What is greenhouse? In this greenhouse is a wooden cabin. So the wooden cabin is a white house which has a swimming pool. So for this riddle also there is an answer. So that also takes you to what is divergent. So we have a lot of riddles which you are in schools also. So many different answers are there. In a similar manner, you will find different subjects answering in a different way. The second is the divergent thinking. Divergent thinking, as you suggested that, like see, you have from one point to the divergence, there are 3 or 4 different solutions. So here you have to ask the subject that he or she has to like 5 unconventional uses of standing fan. Then one of them what standing fan can be used apart from air, showpiece, to hang clothes, post.
We can put a dupatta and switch on the fan, make a post.
Okay. To scare somebody.
Mosquito repellent. Recently, mosquito repellent.
So these are 3 different ways of using it. Right? Another is
sound loud, please.
I'll get the mic.
You can take
Yeah, so I think now so what happens is that in this divergent thinking also in a similar manner, you have buckets. So what are the uses of buckets? Bucket. Storage.
For sitting, put it ulta and sit on it.
Or sitting. Drumming. Umbrella. Pot for plants.
Even as a water bowl for animals.
Water storage.
Water storage. Water storage is conventional use. That will not take.
Ma'am is telling that we use as a dustbin.
Dustbin. Okay, so these are the different uses, so it becomes a divergent thinking. So here what you have to see is that when you give it to a subject, you are identifying, now we'll go get back to the name. We are demonstrating convergent and divergent pattern in the subject. So these can be utilized. See, you may have to concentrate more on the application of whatever exercises we are doing here. So you can give these kinds of puzzles or these kind of exercises, like you would have also done mind mapping in a school setup. Then you will get to know that how different children are having different kinds of thinking. Or if you are working somewhere, for example, among the teachers, I think majority of your teachers or no? In your profession? Different doctors, okay. At least 2, 3 of you can,
Yes.
you can say which profession you are in.
So I'm
Dentist, ABA therapist, teaching. So whichever profession you are in, that doesn't matter because we all are humans, right? For children, it's easier to use it if you have adults. So if you're in an office setup, if you are teachers, if you are in any profession, you can give these kind of exercises and identify these patterns. Sometimes what happens is we also do these kind of exercises to make people understand the differences. And like if you have divergent pattern thinking, we generally use it in clinical setup also, where we are differentiating things from each other. So whether people are able to differentiate things or not. So all those are the basic applications of it. So once you give it as an exercise, that time you will not give an object. The real time you will give it something else, right? So then it's also a brainstorming session. These can be used as an application. So with this, I think the divergent and divergent thinking exercise is over. We'll move to next one.
In the experiment,
First scenario, anyone can give the
Oh, first scenario is anyone can give the answer. I forgot the answer.
for the subject, we have to prepare our own case studies or
No, this one only. There is a sheet. So what I say, which I said, the same thing you have to ask the subject. It will be circulated to you by ma'am, and then you can use it. This
for the
same.
example.
Yeah, this is for the exam.
What is the hypothesis, ma'am, for this? Is there any?
It
Nothing, nothing. Huh.
Shows convergent to divergent
Thinking,
of
that's
the
all.
subject.
We are
Okay.
understanding the pattern of the subject. We don't have a hypothesis in this.
Okay.
That's how I said. We are not proving anything here. We are just understanding the pattern.
So
there is
then-
no hypothesis here.
So we just infer based on what the.
Conclusion is that whatever the subject
It says.
tells you the answer, based on that you will write conclusion.
Okay.
Lot of competitive exams. If you have never attended any competitive exams, and UGC NET also it has. So specifically, the first section may have, and their nowadays I think second section also started having these kind of questions. Majority of the competitive exams, we may also mark it wrong. So there are high possibility because it's quite confusing, we all mark it wrong. So here if you see, this is an instruction. So here the aim is to demonstrate the accuracy of 4 types of syllogism. That is modus ponens, modus dolens, denying the antecedents, affirming the consequent. So here I'll be explaining one by one. So here the hypothesis is the accuracy of reasoning is highest for modus ponens. This may have the highest accuracy. So now you have to see the questionnaire. This has to be given to the subject and subject has to answer it. So now we will go parallelly. I'll explain one and then we will see the question. Okay, so now the question is, the first question is premise 1. If it is, anyone wants to volunteer? No, to answer it. Yeah.
So if it is red, it is blood. If it is premise 2 is it is red. So therefore it is blood.
I'll
So
take it here.
It's always true.
So premise 1 is if it is red, it is blood. Premise 2 is it is red. Conclusion is therefore it is blood. So what do you say? There is 3 options. Right? Always, sometimes and never. So let us assume that she is my respondent. Okay. So I'll be telling her. So what you have to do is that this is the questionnaire for syllogistic reasoning. So in this question, in this questionnaire we have 16 questions. What you may have to do is that you have to read it carefully and tick it whatever you think is correct. So it has 3 options. So it is always, sometimes or never. If you feel that the conclusion is something which cannot be possible, then you have to tick it on never. If you feel that sometimes it is true and sometimes it is false, then you tick it on sometimes. And if you feel that the conclusion is always true, then you take it on the always. So I give you some time to read and then answer it. So after that, she has answered. So the premise 1, as I already read it out, what is your answer?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. So since she is my subject, I'll ask her next question. So for the second question, the premise one is, if it is round, it is a ball. Premise two, it is not a ball, therefore it is not round. Okay, always. Okay. No, she has already answered. We don't take the answer now. Okay. So third question is, if a tree has flowers, it will bear fruit. The tree doesn't bear fruit, therefore it has no flowers. Sometimes. Okay. Okay. So here we have this scoring sheet. What is calling here? First question. You have picked sometimes, but the answer is always. Okay. First. That's a logistic reason. Which one? Oh, this one. First I wanted to tell you this and then go towards this.
Thank you, ma'am.
So what happens is that you have given this syllogistic reasoning question here, right? So here we have 4 different reasonings. Now you have to go for C, modus ponens. It is a deductive reasoning concept. So if P, then Q. If P is true, therefore Q is true. So if it is red, it is blood. It is red, therefore it is blood. So if it is the modus ponens concept, that means it is correct. So if you see, if today is Tuesday, so if P, then Q. So if today is Tuesday, so this is P, then John will go to work. Today is a Tuesday, therefore John will go to work. So if P, then Q, P is true, therefore Q is also true. This is P, this is Q, and P is true, therefore Q is also true.
So we need to focus only on the strategy. We cannot use our own subjective.
No.
Exactly,
To the subject, you have to tell them to take the correct answers. But this is the concept. This is for your understanding. This you do not have to explain it to the respondents.
Now in reality, in real life, John may not go to home because of his falling ill. Right? I'm saying that.
So that is another reasoning. Because
So we cannot write sometimes there. We cannot write sometimes.
you can write.
But that will be wrong.
That will be wrong.
So we have to go strictly.
These are the reasonings. These are the reasoning questions.
So that is what I'm saying. That we cannot use our own subjective reasoning.
No.
We have to go strictly on the sentence.
Yeah. But again, if you see here, there will be some confusion in that also. So this is modus ponens, where if P is Q, Q is true, P is true. Now you second, if you go modus tollens is there, if P is in Q, not Q is true, that is Q is false. Therefore not P is true, that is P is false. That means if there is a smoke, there is a fire. There is not fire, so there is no smoke. So it's a negative statement. If you go to previous one, the positive statement. Opposite of the second one. If P then Q, P is true, therefore Q is true. If P then Q, not Q is true. Right? Whereas Q is false, therefore not P is false. So if there is a smoke, there is a fire, there is not fire, so there is no smoke. So this is two. Then the third reasoning is denying the antecedents. So denying the antecedent means antecedent as a conditional statement is denied or rejected. So that's how I said if you see the questionnaire and then read this, then it is quite easier for you to understand. Now if you see in the denying the antecedent is the sixth question. Sixth question if you can read. If it is a leaf, it is green. If it is not a leaf, therefore it is not green. So here, incorrectly it applies modus tollens. If P then Q, P is false, therefore Q is not Q is true. If you are a proofreader, you have a job. If you are not a proofreader, you do not have a job. So they say the best reasoning is the modus ponens, the first one. So the others are not the best reasoning things. So there can be another reasons also. The subjective things which you said, that he may fall sick, that comes here. So sometimes it is possible that the actual statement does not fit because there is some other reasoning. So that comes in the next ones. So if you, so negative condition is incorrectly inferred from a negative condition. Negative consequent is incorrectly inferred from a negative antecedent. And then we have incorrectly applied modus ponens. That is, if P then Q, Q is true, therefore P is true. I have a fever, therefore I have the flu. So if you see the question number 5, you have, if she wears a sari, she is an Indian. She is an Indian, therefore she wears a sari. Right, so it's not always true, right? That's what the extra information fits here. So here the modus ponens is the highest logical reasoning. So now if you apply the whole question, if I think I need to have 5-10 minutes time, if you can fill the whole question in. It has hardly 16 questions. And write in a discussion. Right? So while discussion or in the results, what you can write is that what kind of reasoning has been followed. Okay. I think now we will do the demo for categorization. After that, I think